says, he's very powerful, and he corrupts anyone that holds the shield. He says,
when I glare at 5, I told you.
And he says that I'm sure if you speak to him that he will promise the world and may even be able to impart some powers to you, but I advise against it. The
powers?
He says usually, deals perform some kind of give and take. If you help him, he grants some sort of powers to you. I mean, I'm not sure of the specifics of what Gargoth may be able to grant, but I caution you against finding out. He says. There may be a way to destroy it. He says there's a couple of choices. In my opinion, I would put it in a pocket plane and promptly forget about it.
Scoffs.
I do.
And he's...
Okay,
Charmer scoffs and he goes,
I'm not going to trust anybody with the title treasurer that can't do math. Sounds like he's on the way to destroy himself.
Yeah.
Love it.
He says, I'm unable to ascertain the rules of his imprisonment, but there may be a way to destroy him and the shield. But I don't know of a way.
What about him out
Divide
of the
by
shield?
0, maybe.
Him out of the shield would mean almost certain destruction.
To what, the shield or...
To anyone around when he comes out. He's a demigod of pure evil.
You know how he got trapped in that shield in the first place?
I'm not able to tell. I know that he was a demigod at some point, but I don't know the specifics of how he got trapped in the shield.
Then banish it and let's be done with it.
I agree. Let's put this in a pocket dimension and forget about it. But I don't believe you are the one to hold on to the keys to the pocket dimension. You are only a clone and are not worthy of your master's possessions.
He kind of gives you a look.
I mean, that was very rude.
He says, I would agree with the young man over there. He says, who do you think would be worthy of entrusting this?
There are several mages more powerful than you, and I would trust it to them. Coin Charmer is one I would trust over you.
I'll start to regale the tale of Worf, the most powerful wizard to have ever lived.
He says,
"Oh, Worf, yeah, he's right upstairs. Hey, Worf, can you get down here?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Worf is down the hall teaching a class right now. If you'd like, he can take this shield.
It is not meant to be an offense to you, but you are a clone. A simple dispel magic can get rid of you. What we can do...
He says, I'm...
It's to be like high level dispel magic, right? Isn't it like 7th level?
I can just cast it, boom, you're gone.
Last I checked, a common sword to get rid of most people.
Yes, that is true.
He says, I'm aware of my precarious position, and honestly, if it wasn't for the position I was in, I would still be in Avernus looking for my friends. And
do you even know Counterspell?
I don't have it prepared, but I have a scroll.
Wait, insight check. You think we're safe to cast?
But
what if that was the ultimate bluff? What if he just always told us he didn't have it prepared, so even we didn't know?
Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant.
Genius. Smartest wizard ever.
Universe brain.
Yeah.
Probably really good at math, too.
He says, well, how about this? I've got these 3 amber pieces that will allow me to make a pocket dimension. You have one, I have another, and we give the third to someone else.
I would also like to cast Arcane Lock on this, so that way anybody who does not have these 3 has even more trouble getting in there.
What's Arcane Lock? I don't even know.
It just makes them walk magical. I don't know that would apply to a demi-plane.
Yeah, this is already magical sealing. It's not a common lock. You're
Arcane
adding.
Lock, I got it right here.
It,
Arcane
it
Lock.
still
You touch a
feels
closed
locked.
door, window, gate, chest, or other entryway, it becomes locked for the duration, which is until dispelled.
Right,
Yeah,
but like
it's not
putting
like
something
a-
into a demi-plane, you don't like make a door or whatever. You just
Yeah,
like
I'm casting, and I can't remember the name of the spell.
is it
is it,
imprisonment or
no.
is it
Amber chest or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think so. Something amber plane or amber.
Wait, is it Leoman's secret chest?
No, that's a no.
It's one where you have.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I remembered it at one point, but I can't remember the name.
Is it just
demi-plane?
demi-plane?
Demi-plane is
Well, it's like
thing, but yeah.
it's like a pocket, and you have like a key that you have to set on the floor.
Yeah.
I think.
Amber
What else
Vault.
did I hear? Amber Vault. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's not in the player's handbook, I guess.
No,
No,
it's
it's
not.
not.
It's a.
Oh, I think it's a critical role spell.
It's Widowgrass.
Yeah, that's where I heard it from. Yep.
But
Yeah.
it's an old. It basically they just homebrewed it to. Because it was like a 3E or something.
Oh, it's Widowgas Vault of Amber. Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
So it is not an actual
No.
like player's handbook spell,
Yeah.
but
Whatever.
But it is
similar
it's
to
a cool
demi-plane. And
yeah.
That's
So-
the cool thing about being a DM.
yeah, no,
To make
it's
stuff up.
it's definitely so yeah.
I get to do whatever the fuck I want.
Hold on just a second. Let
I
me
was
just make
confused.
sure.
We're like, oh yeah, wasn't that a critical role spell? Oh, what's
Yeah.
the real one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think
know,
there
it's-
is a real one.
Yeah, yeah,
I
Yeah.
think it's.
I was
think it's,
confused for a second.
Like a
Liam's
third
secret
edition.
chest.
yeah. I noticed a lot of their homebrew stuff was just grabbing stuff from third edition.
Third edition had so many goddamn
Yeah.
spells though.
You see a lot of that with the like longtime DMs,
Mhm.
like in shows and stuff. A lot of their homebrew is just
Well,
third
so,
edition
like,
stuff updated for 5e.
If I was gonna do any kind of like necromancer stuff, I would totally take
Mhm.
necromancy spells from third edition and Pathfinder because they have
Yeah.
such a vast amount of necromancy stuff, and necromancy is just trash in fifth.
I think also like their summoner build basically is better in like third edition.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I tried to shift Worf into that, but there's not much you can take.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing that was always really cool about third is because you could become the ultimate of this one very specific thing, but then you're trash at everything else.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
it
So-
still is secret chest. He just worded it different.
Yeah. Oh, secret chest is what it's called.
Yeah, you hide a chest and all its contents on an ethereal plane.
Okay. Yeah, so it'll be like flavored as 3 amber pieces, and you need all 3 amber pieces together laying on the ground, and you cast a ritual on it, and then the demi-plane basically pukes up the contents
Yep.
of
Yeah.
it. So
That's dope.
that is fine. I agree that we should definitely lock this into some sort of demi-plane and have it go to 3 different places. One residing with us, doesn't matter who it is. One residing with your great wizard down the hall, Worf. And maybe send the other one to Waterdeep to Leona Silverhand.
okay.
Oh, the open lord
Yeah, the open lord.
or the black staff.
He says
Either way, so that way we have three.
Yeah.
Three. I mean, we're not that strong. I mean, we've gotten our butt kicked several times, but that's just one. The second one being a powerful wizard here, Worf.
yeah.
And
And,
then
I like in character. Would you like Worf at Candlekeep? Is that like a place that he would hang out?
Yeah, I think so. Like my initial idea was like I said, like just he is like a teacher.
Okay.
So I don't really know
Candlekeep
like
would
what
be the
Candlekeep
place.
is,
Yeah,
but if
Candlekeep
it's,
is like
Candlekeep's like a library.
Yeah, it's like one gigantic library. Like the whole shtick of it is, and I kind of glanced over this when we entered, but that when
You have
you
to have a book
arrive,
to
you
get
have to have a unique book to give to allow entry into. Candlekeep,
Yeah.
so it's a great place of knowledge. So yeah, I think Worf would probably fit pretty well in Candlekeep.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah.
We could
so
say he's doing like a research sabbatical from teaching.
yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's great. So yeah, he says, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little
Love it.
Yeah.
offended that you would not entrust a piece to me. I am intimately familiar with dealings of devils and demons, and I would not for
Yes,
any.
but that also
And
makes-
for these reasons, we cannot afford to lose you.
Yes, and you are also would be a prime suspect being here in Candlekeep.
He says, "Okay, I would agree to that. If it means the shield goes to a demiplane and is forgotten about, all the better."
Very well.
Okay.
Let's be done with it then.
So he picks up the shield and he sets it down, and he sets the amber pieces around it, and he begins to cast a ritual, and as he's casting the ritual, you just hear unending swearing.
Yeah, just
both of you.
constantly
Yeah, just
nothing.
constant. You will burn. I will be released from here someday, and your children's children will be destroyed, and my servants forever, and just like an unending
Yeah.
spew.
I'd give him back any curses that I knew in Infernal,
Okay,
just as a nice little fuck you.
nice. And then as the ritual completes, you feel your attunement break on the shield, and it disappears. And he picks up one of the amber pieces, and he picks up two of the amber pieces, and he says, "One moment," and he kind of closes his eyes. Oh, he doesn't close his eyes. He walks over and grabs a scroll, reads from it. It disappears, and then a few minutes later, Worf shows up. Do you want to describe Worf and what he says? So I think like Sim has probably talked to Worf extensively about a bunch of things, like probably hounding Worf about like demonic and devil contracts and his experience with them, and how that might pertain to liches or something like that. Because Worf's specialty is liches. Is that? Oh, you're muted. You're still
Still
muted.
Muted.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, I think that would make
Okay.
sense as like his specialty. He like definitely went to Jolt.
Yeah.
With part of the reason being that he was like obsessed with living forever without necessarily becoming a lich.
Okay.
Like determining if that was possible.
Okay.
But I think they'd also have reason to talk because he just want to like give this guy Fabilthip's name and just be like, yeah, just make his life miserable.
Yes. I feel like he would give his name to every wizard he ever meets.
The most taunting.
Oh, for sure. Like, there's probably like a safety thing where you shouldn't do that because then like other wizards could know your secrets.
Yeah.
But like Worf just hates them with those ones so much.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
So Worf comes in through the door. So Sim cast message and basically said to Worf, I have something to entrust to you of grave importance. Can you meet me in my study at your earliest convenience?
Yeah. So he'll come in. Oh, did we keep the lantern with the girl's spirit in it, or did it get broken?
That got broken, I think.
Yeah.
That got broken.
I think it
Damn,
did.
how the fuck do you guys remember?
Yeah. I didn't remember that until they mentioned something about it. But
Yeah, no, I'm fairly certain that got destroyed one way or the other.
The lantern that had the girl's soul in it.
Yeah.
It got destroyed. Because Gorov used it to reach into it. Orb of
oh yeah,
Sphere
Spear of Annihilation.
Yeah, and that destroyed her soul.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're talking about our Descent into Avernus, or Descent into Avernus, Tomb of Annihilation campaign. There was 2 campaigns ago.
That was 3
3 campaigns ago,
three,
yeah.
yeah.
3 campaigns ago.
God,
And Sim is from
Right.
our last campaign that Jesse ran.
John was there for that.
Yeah. So yeah, he'll just come in.
Still
and he'll just like poke his head in the door and be like, "Oh,
I forgot we were
company."
doing this.
Yes, they're about this business. Please come in.
Admirers.
Uh,
Are you a bard, good Kinku? I'm sure he's regaled you with my tale, and you wanted to see the man in person.
It's funny you say that the Kenku here actually mentioned you by name, and I don't know if he fully expected you would be here, but evidently he knows of your exploits in Chult.
Is Clash just like totally like wide-eyed, just like
Yeah.
fangirling over Worf?
This guy's a little full of himself.
I don't think he's really fangirling. It's just like a popular song,
Yeah.
so that's what sprung to his mind.
Okay.
He like didn't even necessarily write it, right? He like cribbed it from some bard who wrote it.
For sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
probably
So
would have been.
what was it you needed help with? Is it you need to visit a lich's tomb? I offer a great seminar at the university. You're welcome to see me. In a
He
year.
said I've attended it thrice
They
now,
got
Worf. I appreciate that. Different
bars so
matters.
very briefly and
There's a
what the-
artifact. I believe it's called the Shield of the Hidden Lord. I'm sure with your great wizarding knowledge that you're familiar with this, but I have sent it to a demiplane, and these adventurers are rather worried about it escaping. So they asked that I've cast a the what is it called, the
Secret chest.
secret chest spell, and sent it to a demiplane, and I've got these 3 pieces of amber, and they've decided that they would agree to entrust one of the pieces to you.
Indeed. Well, I suppose it is a little bit boring, and if anybody shows up, we could kill them. So, yes, I will take this piece of dangerous material.
Great. I'm only the people in this room know about it, and I would hope that all of you would keep it that way. And if that's the case, then the chances are fairly good that nothing will happen at all. That it will get lost in the millions of other priceless trinkets you have in your office, and will be promptly forgotten.
Q's off to the side, snacking on like a big supply of magic like components or spells.
Like
This is
herbs
weird
and stuff,
trail
yeah.
mix you got over here.
Oh no! Don't eat that! Oh, that was pretty expensive, but
It's not food grade.
yeah, yeah.
He'll pick up one of the stones and he'll say, "Ah, yes, of course. Sentient magic items have never found their way back into the current day."
Right.
Says, yes, of course. Very well. I appreciate your assistance.
This sounds like a pretty important task, an important secret to keep. I wonder if there might be a monthly stipend.
Why? I hadn't thought of it that way. I'm not very material. Yes, any monthly stipend you can feel free to donate to the university. And he just starts to walk off, and then he says, "Oh, signatures, anyone?"
Who are you?
I put out my book. I pull out a book and pull out a quill.
Yeah, he happily just like I don't know if there's any good spell for it. I don't know. Yeah, he'll come over and give you his regular signature.
Just like all over the page, like all over my notes and everything.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, he draws like a tiny little the face from the Tomb of Annihilation.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
That's awesome.
I like it.
And as Worf is leaving, Sim is like, he's like, I appreciate it again, and I've got a few interns that I might send your way. They've been inquiring about, undead and extending life, teenagers inquiries, and I'll send them your way.
Happily, perhaps in a few hundred years they'll become liches themselves, and I'll be able to hunt them down.
Sim kind of giggles, kind of chuckles. Sure, Worf. Do you think Worf has found any kind of like life extending like abilities. Maybe he hasn't aged at all since Tomb of Annihilation, or aged very little.
I mean, he's an elf, right? So they live
Oh,
like
Yeah, he
yeah,
was an elf. He
very-
already
Oh,
lives
yeah.
for a long ass
Yeah,
time.
yeah, I forgot that he was
Yeah.
an elf. Yep, that's right.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I don't think he would have really aged or anything. He probably actually hasn't been all that successful because he's mostly been in like libraries, not
Yeah.
even like hidden libraries that you got to do like some great adventure to find or anything. He's just been like on the Sword Coast hanging out.
Okay.
Well, I mean,
So-
he had his, like, victory tour with
Yeah.
the heroes
Yeah.
of Choltz.
Yeah, Volo drug you around for quite a few months, so that probably hindered your research as well.
Yeah, I mean but he's not like he's like interested in it, but he's not willing to like risk his bacon.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he's mostly interested in like talking up, his exploits.
Yeah.
I think at this point actually
Like Rolo.
Ernest would have been a higher level than him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Ernest was 12 when we went in, and you guys were
9.
11 you guys
You
were
were-
9?
What? You were 15 when you finished.
No, I don't think.
No, we're
Oh,
talking
Worf.
about-
Worf.
Tomb of
But
12,
Worf was 13, I think.
12 or
at the
13,
end.
yeah.
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 I think after
Let's see.
I think we're
Vinchali died at 9. I think my goblin finished at like 11 or 12.
okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, I think that
What
you guys
level
were.
was your grung?
It was,
Yeah, I
it
have
was,
him
a,
marked as
it was a
13 in
goblin.
D&D.
Yeah.
Didn't you play a grung at one point?
Well, I think that we
No, it
played
was a
like
Batiri
a.
goblin.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we
I
might
think
have
the
leveled up
grung at one
after
point and it
facing
died.
a Sararak.
I just remember.
Maybe you guys.
Yeah, because I
think
have
you
some
guys were-
spells that I don't
memory's
recognize. I was looking
bad.
at them like the other
Yeah.
day.
Okay. Ernest might have been a higher level at this point, but yeah, I mean you can choose that he has leveled up if you'd like, but
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, he would
No,
have
I
had to
think he's
been-
probably like the same. He hasn't really gotten any experience, but he's done plenty of speaking tours, speaking engagements.
okay, cool.
Yeah,
There's
He would've had
that
to be
one
like
year where he was
13
kind
or
of down and
14
out and had to
to
do a
do
bunch of
some
plays
micro.
where he reenacted killing a Sararak over and over and over again.
Yeah, I
Got
don't
real
remember.
depressed, put on
But
a
his
bunch of
name
weight.
is known.
And he got out of it, you
throughout
know.
the parts
Just a
of-
year.
What was Worf's
Worf is-
passive perception?
Simulacrum is 7th level, so he would have had to
His
been at
12.
least 13.
He's got a 12.
Oh, so I was 13.
he would've
when we
noticed
went
this
in. Yeah.
Well, he might have. Worf would have definitely noticed that his signature is on the same page as my description of the shield.
Ah, interesting. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't know that you guys like basically swore to never look at it or anything.
Yeah.
And since he's like a researcher, in his mind, it would make sense that you took it out, examined it, and you were like, "Oh, we should put it in a pocket plane."
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Cool.
yeah, I mean, like maybe after a few glasses of wine in a couple of months, he'll like mention to Sim and like ask to see the research notes.
Yeah.
But I don't think he would make like an immediate connection that something bad happened.
Okay. Cool. All right. So he says, "You have a piece. Worf now has a piece. I have a piece, and I will deliver it personally to
They are so overend.
Liara Silverhand
Zariel?
in Waterdeep. Yes, Jezariel herself.
I take the piece of amber and I say, I don't trust any of us to carry this. There's only one person that I believe would carry this well, and I hand it to
Raijin.
Raijin. Yeah.
Ooh.
Cool.
Cool.
I will.
Guard it
I
with
take
your
this burden.
warhammer.
I'm glad that we all made what I believe is the right decision.
Cool.
I eat it.
Okay.
You're just gonna have to eat it again later.
Yeah, in about. It's pretty big.
Just keep it like on some.
Oh, I was thinking like something like that.
it's
Like,
like-
a gumdrop thing. I'm like,
It's like a small baseball.
okay, then yeah, no, I don't eat it.
Just like, oh, he's like, wait, I got it.
I just gotta open the throat.
Open the throat. Open the throat.
Like, give me a picture of
cast
beer.
large on his throat.
Opportunities here. You can get into the anatomy of a dragonborn.
You'd be constipated for a month.
Oh yeah.
He already is.
So yeah, I put it
Okay.
in my bag.
Okay. All right. And he says, with that, I believe if you would like to go to El Terrell, we can arrange that as soon as you're ready.
Do you have any resources that you could provide us
I have
that
some
might
map
aid?
of the plane. Avernus.
He's like, thank you. Glad you mentioned that. I do have something. I bought it off of.
It's gonna bring our big roll out.
I think I have. I've got one that's big. I think you gave me one, but it was it was Elturel, not.
No, I have one that's just Elturel. It's like a rollout one.
Yeah, you gave me the Elturel one, but not Avernus. He says, I got this off of a rather strange man. I didn't trust him at all at first and paid next to nothing for it, but I made a couple of forays into Avernus, and it's... he pauses for a second, and he says, it's accurate in a way. Avernus behaves strangely. Sometimes you can see something on the horizon, a day's march at best, and it takes you a week to get there. Other days, you are a week away from something, and it takes you a number of hours to get there. The distances don't seem to make any sense.
Have you heard of forced perspectives?
He says, not really like that. It's something magical in some way, or I really can't explain it. But anyways, the man that I bought this map from promised me that he had spent many months mapping out Avernus itself, and that this was the result of months of research. And he pulls it out and lays it. lays it
That
out.
is sexy.
That is beautiful.
And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you can kind of see the map.
Dang. Did you have it printed or did it come with the
It
No,
came,
it comes in the
with
book.
the book. Yeah.
Um,
And he says, now there's runes you can see on these parts here, and let me just and he says it has some sort of magical enchantment on it, and if you touch the runes, it speaks to you, but most of it is complete and utter gibberish. 1 second here.
So I wouldn't be able to copy the magic runes and whatnot, but I would like to try and make a copy of this map.
He
I
says,
can
you
make
can
a
take it
copy
with you.
for you. I'm pretty good at
I want to make a
forgeries.
copy anyway.
Okay.
Well, you can copy it on the
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
you're doing with it.
That is beautiful.
And he says, dang it, I just need to find one location that I can.
It's in our butts.
Yep.
Is it right?
And just go just a little bit
Just
to the
there?
right, that big old dragon skull looking thing.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey guys, I've seen The Hobbit. We just need to take this out in the moonlight,
Yeah, exactly.
and then it'll reveal the hidden mountain.
Doesn't that have to be like a specific moon, like the one that happens every 378 years?
Is that, I can't remember that.
And he says, oh yes, that one. Dang it, I wish that this was organized in a different
Yeah,
way.
it's not very well organized.
Ethan, was it actually like it had to be like the specific moon?
I feel like it had to be a moon during like a certain time of the year.
Yeah.
I don't know that it was a certain number of years, but like it had to be the last moon of the fall or some bullshit like that.
Yeah, that's.
Gotcha.
I've read
Because
I've
like
read a
they
number of
had to
times.
make it to the Elven city before a certain date, otherwise they
Yeah.
wouldn't make it.
Yeah, yeah.
So like it did have to be a specific moon, but it was like I think just during a certain time of year.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
We're all nerds.
I haven't read the book in a while. Did in the book, like, is it just a coincidence they happen to hit the right day, or is that just?
I
in the
think
movie?
I think they were
I
like
haven't read it in a while.
I think
Well, because
they
there's one door that opens at a very
Right.
specific
Right,
time
the-
to get
the
to
door on the mountain.
the
yeah.
door on the
right, but they're
mountain.
like, yeah,
And that
It
I
wasn't-
think was complete and utter chance,
okay.
but.
So the moon letters I think could be read at any time under the moon,
But the door only
but then
opened
the
at a certain
door,
time.
yeah, there was a keyhole that was only with the setting sun on the last light of Durin's day.
Yeah,
That's it.
maybe that's probably what it was.
Right.
So
Too many specific things.
so he points to he points here, and the rune lights up for a second, and it says, and you can hear like this kind of like this giggling, like a man on the edge of insanity, and he says, "A breeder of horrors and a hoarder of secrets. A Cybrix is said to be as old as the abyss."
I'm sorry, a what?
Yeah. What is a Cybrix?
He says, a Cybrix is a very evil entity.
Fucking dog.
Yeah.
Is this a devil?
I out of character, I don't.
I think it's a
remember.
demon.
It's a demon.
Nah, man, it's a ninja robot. He's a member of the Lin Kuei.
No, it's like a Krang.
He says, but all of these runes say something, but it seems gibberish for the most part. Maybe there are some clues in here, but it doesn't seem to make any sense to me. I have, as you all know, I am a fake wizard. Fake wizard here, simulacrum. Yes.
Do you know if we are not trying to go straight to Avernus? Aren't we trying to go to El Terrell?
Yes,
Yeah.
but I don't know where in Avernus El Terrell is. So you could be placed at any point and have to find your way.
Well, you've said you've been there.
I've been to
If we
Avernus.
wait long enough,
I haven't-
Baldur's Gate will be right next to it.
Have you known?
Yeah, we just go to Baldur's Gate and wait.
I have not been to Avernus since El Terrell fell.
Is there a way that you could put us in a specific place in Avernus?
Well, we're going to attempt to send you straight to El Terrell.
Would you need something from El Terrell to send us there?
You'd have to talk to my acquaintance who has been doing most of the research. He would have more information.
Because Rajan is the armor you wear from El Terrell.
Most everything I own is from El Terrell.
So anything that you have could be a guide to El Terrell.
He's like, that's very astute. I believe there is some sort of link that can be made between things like that. But I'm no expert on that. After all, I am a fake wizard.
Okay,
Look at
take us
Clash
to a
again.
real one.
And he says, of course. And he calls out. He calls out, Traxagor! Traxagor, I believe we have our travelers. And you see...
Before we go, do we need anything? Because if he's going to cast a spell right now, is there anything we need that we can get from Candlekeep?
Yeah.
Because I do not believe once we go to Avernus, there will be
Probably nothing.
many
Yeah.
stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think I did ask if there was any things that he could provide us.
Yeah, and I think he says the map is all I can really provide. That's the best I can give.
Sim, is
Can
there
I-
any
can I
spell scrolls I
buy?
can buy from you?
He kind
You don't happen to have a scroll of wish?
I do. No, I don't.
By the way, we came with a spice rack that was delivered for you guys.
Oh, that wasn't for me.
You guys have no taste at all.
It was for Worf. He picked up some.
Oh, yeah.
some taste in Cholt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they were imported from Cholt. It was
Yeah.
a boat that arrived in Cholt right as all the refugees arrived, and so it had to be delivered to Wharf on the haste. Yeah, that's great.
But I would like to try and purchase 200 gold pieces worth of incense and diamond dust.
Yeah, yep, done.
Cool.
As a cartographer, can I intuit any information from the map that might not be obvious to an inexperienced?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
I feel like this is a
You guys
long
think
shot,
of
but
any,
I mean,
like-
fuck
There
it.
is
No,
actually
I'm-
here. There is actually stuff that
I make maps and it's a map. Maybe
Yeah.
maybe I
Yeah.
can figure something out.
Can you guys think of any like common
11.
magical components
You might
that
get
are hard to
advantage
not
for it.
common, but
I mean, the big ones that I really know of is like diamonds worth a bunch or other precious jewels worth a bunch.
I could use some more food for the journey. I don't have many rations left.
And if you want, you can just say, I'm going to spend X amount of gold on material components, and then you can kind of wing it as we go.
okay, yeah, I'll spend like 600, including the 200 that I just spent.
Okay.
I will spend the rest of my gold on components
like
that I
100
need. It's only like 100 left.
You have to use 25 feet of rope to cast the snare spell.
That's silly.
Does it consume the 25 feet?
Yes.
Wow.
Huh.
That's silly.
Like I was thinking of
buy
taking.
1,000 feet of rope.
So yeah. So you don't recognize anything like that. You can.
You can determine with the DC of 11, determine a map's age and origin.
Okay.
Can clerics
There's
make
a-
holy water?
I think
yeah.
you can. There's a way
Doesn't
to
say
do it
what
using
kind of rope.
downtime. I think.
Yeah.
So the age of it, it is about parts of it are pretty recent. Other parts are fairly old. You think that this was written over a stretch of maybe like 5 years, and it was.
Oh, I would add my proficiency to it, so it wouldn't be an 11. It would be a 14.
Okay.
Sorry.
So yeah,
Just
it
remember, that's
was
the whole
still, written over a 5-year span.
Okay.
You can see like soot marks and stuff all over the map too, so you can intuit that it was drawn in a place that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Like,
can, with a 15, you also like estimate direction and distance to a landmark.
But that specifically wouldn't be useful for this map because
Yeah,
that's
because-
very.
Because of the area.
Yeah.
The runes and
And I missed
stuff on
the
there,
DC
are they in
one.
any particular language, like Draconic or Infernal or anything, or are they just kind of magical runes?
They just seem like gibberish runes,
Okay.
like they don't seem to make any sense to you.
Is
Like,
there anything
as
specifically
written.
on the map in Draconic, Infernal, Celestial, or Primordial?
Let me look. What?
Can
okay,
we
you're
just-
You
gonna-
want to just cast like languages or whatever?
Tons.
I mean,
Well,
I
was
just
gonna
know
say,
those
can we
languages.
visit the library and get a comment to Infernal
I
Dictionary.
feel like Sim would have like figured it out because like he could ritual cast comprehend languages.
Yeah.
eventually.
I know, I'm making you look things up.
No, and
Well,
I
after
haven't
10
looked into
minutes.
the map at all very much, so I feel like completely unprepared.
Expect it to be like, ooh, pretty. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I would have poured over every
Yeah.
single fucking square inch
There's
of that
yeah.
thing.
there's a lot.
There's a ton.
Oh, I'm
so-
sure there is. I'm just,
Um,
I'm a map nerd.
yeah. So you don't see anything specifically. It just seems to be these symbols.
Okay.
And when you touch them, they glow and speak a few words.
Cool.
Sim also says, "Oh, but before I forget, you probably are gonna want some sort of transportation while you're down there. I know of someone that owes me a favor. Let's say, when you arrive in El Terrell, find Fort Knucklebone and ask for Mad Maggie. She owes me a favor, and when you see her, tell her that the fake wizard sent you, and that helping you will fulfill the debt that she owes me."
Do I know Fort Knucklebones?
Is
You've
Fort
never-
Knucklebone in El Terrell?
It's in Avernus.
Okay, you said El Terrell, that's why I was like...
Oh, did I say El Terrell?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Silly copy wizard.
Out of character, is it gonna be a giant steampunk lobster?
It may. It may.
Yeah.
And he says, "That is the other gift I give you." Then he says, he calls out. He says, "Traxagore!" And you see a door open, but nobody come out. And then suddenly you see a furry creature jump up on the counter, and it's an otter. And he kind of itches his nose, and he says, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, perfect! 5 altars, 5 travelers. Oh, good omen.
Look,
Ready
it's
to leave?
a real wizard.
Is it? Hang on. Is it the otter that's speaking?
Yeah, the otter is speaking.
Do we still have the cat with us?
The cat is with you.
Fucking phenomenal.
Does the cat react to this otter?
Has anybody ever read
It doesn't
Saga?
care.
No.
No, I can't say that I have.
What is it, John?
It's a graphic novel. Got a little seal. Adorable as heck, but he's super cool.
Oh yeah.
Can't.
Huh.
He's like in the 4th, 5th issue.
Hey John, I think you have like auto detect speech turned on.
Because you're cutting out like the first few words of each sentence.
Yeah,
Are
you
kind
sound
of
like a bad drive-through speaker.
It's just like, how's it going? But he says, ready to leave? Ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
He says, this way.
Sim, can you give us any spell scrolls?
He says, and he hands you 2 spell scrolls of identify.
I hand them back. I'm like, you can keep these.
He says, oh, great, thank you.
I could ritual cast it.
No scrolls of knock.
No.
I make the knock sound, but at a loud but reasonable volume.
He jumps, and then he says, that was a pretty good impersonation of knock. Why not? And he shuffles through his scrolls and he hands you a scroll of knock.
Sweet.
Hey. Can any of us even cast that?
Yeah, I have knock.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
I think I can cast knock as well. Is it a 2nd level?
Yeah.
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 Nope, I can't.
Ooh, I can. Sweet. All right.
I just hand it over to you then.
Cool. So me or the bard can cast a scroll of
Wait.
knock.
Cool.
I know it, so you take it.
all right,
That
cool.
way, like, if I'm locked somewhere, you can let me out.
He
Cool.
says,
I have a scroll of knock.
nice. He says, now, Ernest will be easy to recognize. He looks, well, like me. There's one other that I believe is still in Avernus. He was an Asimar, right?
Yeah.
An Asimar. His name was Lucifer. I'm afraid that he even got a more raw end of the stick than Ernest did. I don't know what his fate is, but I believe he could still be in Avernus. Those are the 2 I'm looking for.
Sure, there's an asshole in Avernus named Lucifer. Great.
I love it.
Okay, and then so then the otter tracks the gore. He says, "Come through here, and he leads you through a door, and the room is completely cleared out, and there are 4 or 5 like cement slab altars, kind of arrayed in like a circular pattern, and there are runes written all over the floor, and he says, plane shift doesn't work, teleport doesn't work, combination had to dig deep. Oh, necromancy. Yes, that will do the trick. I believe it will. Come, lay down.
Laid down.
I want to do an Arcana check on the fucking shit.
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
Seems legit.
That is 17.
Okay, so you see a like horrible conglomeration of a ton of different spells, like all transport related, and intertwined within those are some kind of necrotic runes that are affecting the spells in a specific way.
Right. So you got like the basic teleport spells, and
Yeah.
then shoved in between you got some necro stuff to
necromantic. Yeah, and there's like a a teleportation spell, but it's been like half of it's been cut off, and it's been like stitched in with a plane shift spell, and then there's some other spells that you just like are too low level to even comprehend at this point.
kinky.
And he says, come, lay down.
I lay down.
I'll say a quick prayer to Bahamut, and like,
Okay.
if I end up coming to you, well, fuck it.
Okay. Coin and clash.
Yeah. I'm for it.
Okay.
But like when I get the sense that the spell's gonna go off, I want to write like on the ground, false wizard with minor illusion, because I think it persists even when I'm gone. It's 1 minute.
Nice. Okay.
Beautiful.
Okay. You guys are bastards. In my own campaign.
Don't lump us all in with him.
No, I think it's hilarious. Like, for the people on YouTube, this whole episode is just a fan service of our previous campaigns. I didn't mean it to be at all, but it's just.
Are you sure you didn't mean it to
Well,
be?
I meant Sim to be there for sure, but I wasn't planning on bringing Worf in and stuff like that. But there you have it. So.
I love it.
It's very self-indulgent, but I love it.
Yeah.
You know that. What's the point of having 4 campaigns all together if we can't be a little self-indulgent? Throw some throwbacks in there.
And out of character, it works story-wise, right? Because Sim was left behind when our party fought all the demons and died.
Yeah.
So he would have arrived later, saw all the carnage, and been like,
"What the fuck?
Oh crap! They're all dead. I need to find out what happened." And he would say, well, Lucifer signed a pact with Zariel.
Right, because he would have already known that.
And he would have known that. And then he knew that Ernest has signed a pact with Screwtape. So he would think, okay, I need to start investigating what happened. If they died, they're probably in Avernus somewhere.
Right, and because Ernest was already the fucking, devil contract expert or whatever,
Yeah.
he would have all that knowledge.
He would have all that
just
knowledge.
expand on it.
And then he expanded on it. So he spent whatever time since Out of the Abyss till now, like making forays into Avernus, trying to find where Ernest and Lucifer are. But because he's a simulacrum, he's really limited, and he doesn't want to delve too deep because he thinks that he won't make it, right?
Right, because
so
he has half the hit points that he had,
and like
half the spells.
And you'd have to carry his spell scrolls with him everywhere. So there was another wizard that basically did the same thing, but I was like, this is kind of perfect to like put him in there.
Oh yeah, no,
so
it's great. I love it. I love the callbacks. That's what all the homebrew stuff is for.
Yeah.
It's great.
So you all lay down on the altars, and the otter wizard goes over to a shelf and picks up this like hideous black book, and it's bound in these black like scaly flesh. And he walks over and sits in the middle, so like the each altar is kind of arrayed like your feet are pointing towards the center of this.
Points of a pentagram.
Yeah, pretty much. I didn't realize it was 5. Yep. And he begins to chant, and his voice begins to change, and I guess I would describe it as kind of like a Mongolian throat, singing almost, and suddenly he breaks out of his chant and he says, "Oh, don't move! I'd hate for you to arrive without a leg or a arm or a head for that matter. Stay still!" And then he kind of drops back into it, and you for the longest time you don't feel anything at all, and then suddenly you feel like the altar itself is getting wet, and then it feels like it's getting soft. It's almost. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, as soon as it's getting soft,
Okay.
I kind of just pull up some ground, plant a bean.
Oh, fuck you!
So
Just as we disappear, the bean goes.
So as you begin to try to move your finger to plant a bean, it sticks, and you're unable to move your fingers, your arms, your legs, your head, and you can feel what feels like liquid, but it's concrete, begin to rise around you.
Okay.
And if you can kind of glance out the corner of your eyes, and you can see your companions sinking into the altars.
Q looks like he's asleep.
Yeah.
Oh, 6 would be sitting next to me, like laying as low as he possibly can.
Yeah. So 6 is the same way, like he's beginning to sink as well.
Coin Charmer's blowing bubbles.
and you sink into the altar further and further, and it comes up against your cheeks, and then it covers your eyes and your nose, and for
Hope you all can breathe.
a moment you are 100% surrounded by stone, and you sit there for what seems like minutes, unable to move an inch, unable to blink, unable to breathe, and then suddenly, in a flash, all of it is released, and you are all wake up, lying on your backs, and you're gazing up into a red, cloudy sky with these gigantic fireballs kind of floating overhead. And you pan a little bit to the left, and you see this gigantic black ball of darkness, and it's got this purple glow around it. And every like 30 seconds or so, a purple lightning bolt shoots out, and one hits a building close to you, and you realize that there are buildings all around you. And you sit up and realize that you are in El Terrell.
Sick.
And that's where we will end it for the night.